Brenda Brown, and I am a clinical social worker, and I'm working presently in the HDEV department as an adjunct professor. And I'm also a retired school social worker. Basically, worked with students, getting them adjusted to the school environment. And when I say working with students, I worked with students, their parents, their siblings, in their communities. I did whatever I needed to do to get students comfortable in the school setting. I provided counseling. I referred them to other sources. We did projects together. I would come up with anything that was needed to engage students in school, in themselves. Currently, I'm teaching principles of case management, and in the fall, I teach child casework policy. These classes are good in terms of understanding the system, how policies impact on the local level, state level, and the federal level. So students get an opportunity to really see what it takes to become a counselor, a social worker, or to be introduced in a human service agency. You have to understand where all of this starts, and it starts with policy. And if you have an understanding of your role with policy, then you'll understand that you can always accept things as they are. You can question things as they are, or you can advocate for change. This area of study for me started a long time ago. I'm a proud student of the MASS program, which was the Masters of Arts in Social Sciences. And that gave me the foundation that I needed to want more. And wanting more, I attended Marywood University, and that's where I got my Master's of Social Work degree. And from there, I've always had an interest in understanding Black and brown males and what happens. Why is it that they get stuck at a certain level and it's hard for them to move on? So that has been my interest for the last 20, 30 years. And each semester, I always get more and more to say, this is an area that I'm committed to. I want to try to understand better. My primary interest at this stage of my life, which I've been doing for the last 30 years, is I coordinate the Black History program in Broome County. And this year, our program was all about the Mighty Hands of Joy. And this was an exhibit that showcased 3 generations of women telling stories by the use of their hands, what they learned from their mother, their grandmother, their great-grandmother. So we had artists who were doing sewing projects, pen and pencil projects, mud cloth projects. We had a variety, and all of them could connect what they were doing to their elders, to the older generation, and it was beautiful. Well, I love doing my Black history. That takes most of my time. And then from that point, I like to make myself available to do presentations, to talk to youth, to get involved with Black males. You know, if you call on me at this stage of my life, I'm very available to do research to try to understand how can we engage? How can we make it so that it's an easy transition for our Black males?